What's up, guys? We're at the Heart of the Underdog tournament with Great Lakes Gaming, and here is our second place winner, Ashton. Ashton, what are you playing today?
Crusadia, and I tied for first.
It's true, he technically tied for first. He tied for first with me. All right, let's get started with his deck profile.
Yeah, so I was playing Pure Crusadia, none of that Orcus, none of that. And we just hop right into the monster lineup, really. I got 4-Mud Skipper. This card is fantastic. If you don't know what this does, it reveal a monster in your extra deck. His name becomes that name till the end of the turn. And then you send him to the graveyard for a link material, and you can search for a level 5 or higher Cybers.
So you're searching for Parallel Exceed?
Yeah, so you go Magus, his effect, Parallel Exceed. It all flows fantastic. You go double Reclusia. I used to run this card at 3. It's pretty big, bricky at 3. The popping effect doesn't even really come up that often because he has to either destroy himself or something else.
It's more just for a name.
Yeah, more so just a name. That's pretty much that. I got triple Arborea. Arborea is fantastic. A lot of people don't see the graveyard protection coming. The graveyard protection on an Avermax is fantastic. Most people will try to overextend, try to get over my Avermax on their first turn, and they'll think they have it with one monster, and then I protect it for once, and he's perfectly fine. And then they overextend on their first turn, and I just keep going. Next, I run triple Leonis. A lot of people run him at 2. I like him at 3. His piercing effect does come up a lot, especially with the field spell, because the field spell says they can attack all opponents' monsters once each, and then this does piercing too. So even if they have any defense position, you're going to do a big damage.
It doesn't matter if they got a giant Nibiru token.
Yeah, it does not.
Run it over.
Yep. I got triple Crusadia Draco. Out of all of them, as far as winning the game goes, getting that card advantage, this card is definitely the best one.
Oh yeah.
If he is special summoned to his own a Link monster points to, I get to add any Crusadia card from my graveyard. That's my one-ofs, my quick play spells. That's my my win conditions, like Maximus, who's the next monster here. What Maximus does is you target
Can you turn him over?
Yeah, you target a Link monster, a Crusadia Link monster your opponent controls, and or a Crusadia Link monster that you control. If it battles an opponent's monster and inflicts battle damage, it doubles that battle damage for the turn. Most I've gotten on this in one attack was 19,600. I want to break that 20,000 cap, but I'll have to throw some.
Gosh.
I'll have to throw some janky cards in there, and I can show you the cards that I use for the combo too.
Okay.
But then you got double World Legacy World Crown. This card is great. He's got a negate for monsters special summon from the extra deck.
Can you turn him around?
Yep. And aside from that, he also special summons to his own Link monster points to. So literally made for this deck. It's fantastic.
Yeah, it like literally is part of the archetype.
Yep.
Just not name.
And then we got, don't judge me, we got triple Gamma Seal. I only have one secret. Anybody on here wants to mail me some, that's fine.
Oh no, man, you gotta run Kaijus and Crusadia.
And this card is amazing. This card is so good in here. All of my Link 1 and Link 2s get an effect when a monster with an effect is special summoned to a zone they point to. So it works fantastic with this card right here. Points at my opponent's zones. So I can tribute their monster, summon this to the opponent's field where my guy points. I got his effect to resolve to search for a Crusadia spell or trap. And that hasn't even used my normal summon on my special summons from my hand. This card is great. Got rid of a boss monster in my way. And Crusadia has also gained the attack of monsters they point to. So now he's going to be pointing at the Gamma Seal. He gets the automatic 22.
Yep, so we automatically can run him over.
Yep. And then get the next one. We're going to have World Legacy World Lance. This is a 2-of. Drawing into this card, not the best. However, going first or second, this card is great. A lot of people don't know about this card. That don't play any of these archetypes like Mech Knights, World Legacy, World Chalice, any of that stuff. This card just non-target drops the attack of any monster your opponent controls battling your Link monster by 3,000.
That non-targeting is very important.
Yep, very important, especially he's also part of the combo that did 19,000. You do...
That's 19 with 3 zeros?
Yeah, 19,600. Then, like I said, I can show that at the end. Then we got triple Parallel Exceed. If you don't know what this card does, then you're not playing the deck right. This card is amazing.
Yeah, this card wasn't around when I was playing Crusadia. This card is
fantastic.
bonkers, especially with Skipper.
Yep, and there's also a side deck card that I use also with this card in this package, but I can show that in a minute.
Okay.
So then we got couple one-ups for the spells here after the monsters are finished. We got Crusadia Testament, Crusadia Power, World Legacy Succession, Monster Reborn, Feather Duster. We got these again. Instant Fusion.
Oh, Instant Fusion.
Reinforcement of the Army.
Okay.
Crusadia Revival.
Field
And Regeki. So many one-offs.
That's a really nice lineup of one-offs.
It's fantastic. I see a lot of decks run multiples of this card. It's searchable in your combo before you get Nibiru, before any of that. This card plays through Nibiru. It's fantastic. I can just point through each of the not-so-known cards and just give you a little rundown. This card was amazing. When it first came out, people were going to be like, oh, that card's going to get banned. Crusadia Testament, what it does is first effect, you activate it. This is a quick play. Your opponent cannot activate cards in response to your Crusadia monster's effects. It's fantastic. Going first, great. Going second, even better. The second effect is if a Crusadia Link monster you control destroys opponent's monster by battle, activate this card's effect, and then you draw cards equal to the Link rating of the monster you used to destroy their monster. That's Avermax, that's a draw 4. You know what I mean? Even Equamax, that's a draw 3. If you're behind and you have this card in your hand, you're about to get the pluses, you're about to get back on the board. This card saved me a couple times today just from drawing. And then Crusadia Power. Power on an Avermax just makes him a Raid Raptor Ulti Falcon, but way better.
It's searchable. And yeah, you get around
searchable, recyclable. It makes Avermax, he's already untargetable, but this also makes him unaffected by all other card effects but his own. So he still gains his own attack points, he gets all that stuff. It's great.
The only thing they could do is drop a Kaiju on you.
Yep. And like I said, this card plays through Nibiru because Nibiru's effect activates.
Yep.
You just do this right in your response. All your opponent's stuff still gets tributed, but you get to keep your Avermax, and now you got a giant token. And then I think that's pretty much it. Oh, we got Crusadia Revival.
That's the field spell, right?
Yep. Some people don't run this card. He gives all Crusadia cards plus 500, which is pretty good. Second effect is you target a Crusadia Link monster you control. It can attack all monsters your opponent controls once each, which is that's won me a couple games too. Him with Leonis, like I said earlier.
You're doing a lot of damage. Attack 1 or 2 monsters.
Yep. Even just 2. You just get yours to summon where he's going to point at something, gain its attack, and then you just kill everything else, and then kill him last, and that's it.
8,000 life points is not a lot.
It is not a lot, especially when you're hitting for double that every hit. So, and then we got the...
What is Instant Fusion for?
Instant Fusion? All of the Crusadia Link monsters gain an effect when an effect monster is summoned to a Link zone they're pointing to. This is an extender, but also, this deck really likes to get rid of problem cards it might not be able to get over. So, great card for that. Thousand Eyes Restrict.
God bless. I love this
Thousand
card.
Eyes Restrict. So good.
Goat format coming back.
Fantastic. And then say I need to get this off the field because no other monsters can attack or change battle position while he's out.
Yep, it just locks it.
So you just run the Link Rainbow. I only ran into this once today. Instant Fusions obviously at 1. So
it's a one-off.
Yep.
Snacky one-offs.
But that Thousand Eyes Restrict. I love that card.
All right, let's get into the traps.
Yep, trap cards are gonna. Oh wait, actually those are just the one-up spells. I got one more.
Oh, you got one more.
One more. Best card, Pot of Avarice.
Oh boy.
This card is ridiculous. So the way this deck works is you Link climb. You're gonna go into a Link 1. He's gonna go into a Link 2. Then you go into a Link 3. Use one more monster to go into another Link 1, and then you go into Avermax. That's 4 monsters plus whatever monster you used at your start of your combo. So you put 4 of those back, 1 back in the extra deck, which is usually going to be like a Parallel Exceed to set them back up, or Crusadia Draco because he's never a dead draw. And then you draw 2 cards. It's almost completely free, not once per turn. I've gotten a couple of these off in a turn.
It's not once per turn, and that's the most incredible thing. It's a great way to recycle because you're dumping so many monsters.
So many cards. Just to go up to Avermax is like probably 10 monsters, you know?
Yeah.
Put that there, and now we're going to go over the traps. Not many traps on the deck. I got double Crusadia Vanguard. This card pretty much turns your Equamax, which is your rank 3, or your Link 3, into a Avermax for the most part. It says your opponent cannot target monsters you control for attacks other than, I think it's the Link monster in your, what is it? Yeah, while you control Crusadia Link monster, your opponent's monster can only target Link monsters for attacks. So what I usually do with this is I'll go into like an Equamax, and if I don't have enough to go all the way into an Avermax, I'll actually make an Equamax with a Baguska.
Oh, yeah, because you have Link monsters, so they're not affected.
Yep. And then now your opponent can't even target him for attacks either. If you go all the way into Avermax and you get a really good hand, you go him and Baguska, it's pretty much game. It's going to be fantastic. And then that's a 2 of, and I got 3 more traps in the deck for you. Got Crusadia Crawler. He's a 1 of.
Yep, it's a monster basically.
Yep, if you special summon to a zone a Link monster points to, you get to search your deck for a World Legacy card and add it to your hand. That's going to be the World Legacy World Lance that I showed you earlier, the one that drops their opponent's monster by 3,000. Or if you need another extender play for your next turn, you go for the Crown. And then you got 1 more trap that you can search with it, which is going to be World Legacy Secret. You want to get as many monsters on the field on your turn, but also on your opponent's turn as possible to start setting up your Crusadia monsters effects on both turns, searching for spells, searching for monsters. This card does that, and it also summons the Crown back from your graveyard.
I like this card a lot because
I love this
if
card.
you pair it with an Equimax, then you get another negate.
Yep, and he's negate with Ecomax. And then we got World Reassembly. It's kind of like Secret, but this summons a World Legacy monster from your hand or deck, and then destroys it during the end phase of the next turn. So, same thing. All 3 of these are just to get more monsters in the field. This also gets another monster on the field by tributing a Crusadia World Legacy, so this is just more board presence. And then it did come up today, the column that your opponent has a monster in that is
That's
in this.
negated, isn't it?
Yep, if you have a Mech Knight, which Mech Knight, Crusadia, Evermax, fantastic. And then we'll get into the extra deck.
Okay.
So we got Triple Magus. If an effect monster is summoned to a zone he points to, you search your deck for a Crusadia monster, you add it to your hand.
Link 1s are the best cards
Link
in the
1s
game.
are fantastic. I've been playing, I also play Magibullets. They got a Link 1, that guy's amazing. But this guy's fantastic. He gains attack equal to the monsters he points to. All the Crusadias do that. But he's an extender. You go Link 1, search a monster.
Yep, this is the monster you're going to see the most in your
Yep,
games.
that's why he's a 3 of. You want him as many times as possible, and say you don't finish the game in 1 hit. You can use your Avermax to make him, and then you go into a Draco with his effect to search, and then you just put Avermax back in the extra deck and you just climb back up.
Oh, that's goofy.
Then we got Link Karibo, just for the few niche plays where I need him. Say they affect Veiler, my 4-mud skipper. I can still search my Parallel Exceed with his effect. Also with the Thousand Eyes Restrict. That's the only options for that, really. Crusadia Spatha. Let's say we're going game 2. You know I'm playing Crusadia. You're going to try to summon in zones where my monsters don't point anymore. This will just readjust your monsters. It's a 1 of. It's usually where I reveal with 4-mud skipper, but she comes up occasionally, but for the most part, a lot of people forget about the columns, but she's great. She still lands it up.
Don't forget about the columns. You still need to think about the columns.
Crusadia Regulus. He's also fantastic. Not a 3 of like Magus. Its effect is definitely on par with being as good as Magus is. The only thing is it's later in the combo, so you only need 2 of them really. At this point, you're getting your recycles back anyway. This one searches for any Crusadia spell or trap from your deck when an effect monster is summoned to a zone it's pointing to. So that's when you get your power. Power really makes your opponent sweat, like I said. You get the Avermax with the power, and then you're fantastic. They're not going to get over any of that. After that, we got a Lib, the World Key Blade Master. We do run the 1 of Succession.
What does this do?
When she is Link summoned, you can only summon her with while you have a World Legacy card in your graveyard. During, let me see that real quick. 1 second. Her first effect I don't use too often. Or second one. Yeah, during my main phase I can set a World Legacy spell or trap directly from my deck to the field.
That's really good.
So you go World Legacy Succession, or we also have the World Legacy Secrets.
That's also really good.
Yep. And then her second effect is if this Link summon card is used as a Link material and sent to the grave, I can non-target shuffle a card back on the...
That's Mini Avermax.
Yep. She's great. And then you got the guy, Equalmax. For the most part, he is who I use for the OTK. He gains attack equal to all monsters he points to. He points to 3. If you notice, he points at your opponent's 2.
Yep. That's where the kaiju goes.
Yep. And then also he has a quick effect. You contribute a Crusadia or World Legacy monster he points to target a face-up card on the field and negate its effects until the end of this turn. Fantastic. Like I said, you get him and Vanguard out. He's an Avermax with a negate. And then...
yeah, with the amount of trap cards you're running too, you can negate a Dark Ruler no more if you do your chain blocking right.
Yep. And also, if you do the Crusadia Testament too, I can get around the Dark Ruler too. So this card's great. And I can show you the big wombo combo after.
Yeah, let's do the combo after we're done.
Avermax. He's I got him at 1. You can recycle him. Usually, if I get him out with the power,
you're gonna win.
Yeah, they panic. They try to overextend to get over him in 1 turn. They can't do it. Goes back to my turn. I double the damage he does and make him so he can attack multiple times. That's, you know, I mean, he gains attack equal to the monsters he battles. He's not targetable. If he does get sent to the grave for whatever reason,
You're losing a card.
yeah, I get to non-target shuffle something back in your deck.
This card had me sweating in one of my matches against Marincess today. The only way I was able to out it was Underworld Goddess.
Yep, I played against the same guy, and it just came down to Avermax versus Avermax in the last match. So,
That's wild.
yep, when it came down to turn priority, though, I gained more attack than he did, and I did double. And then we've seen the Thousand Eyes Restrict already. It's
That's a nice tech. I like that a lot.
yeah, it's 101. It's an easy monster extender with instant fusion. It's fantastic. You go into a link monster with it, it's great. We got Abyss Dweller. I love this card. This card won me multiple games today. I used it against Marincess to get their effects to do their searching and stuff like that. I used this against Fluffles today. I played Fluffles twice today.
Twice? Oh my
Yep,
God.
that was my first game and my last game. And this card came up. It's great. I see a lot of people run like Lightning Chidori and stuff like that too because your Crusadia Draco and your Parallel Exceed are both wind. So you can do Chidori. Chidori's nice too, but Dweller's great. I do have one more rank 4 in here, which is two more. Baguska.
Yeah, you're running a link deck.
Yeah. Baguska, fantastic. Defense mode, I'm locking you down, and I just get to keep going. It's great. And then Firewall Exceed Dragon.
This is interesting.
Now, my first turn, I didn't open the best. I couldn't get into my Avermax play, and I lost the dice roll. But he did brick on that first one, so I got to try to OTK him for game. The problem is all of my effects only do double damage if I battle a monster. So this card gains attack equal to the link rating of the monsters that are linked to him. So I climbed up to an Avermax, had him point at him, and then I used my Monster Reborn to summon a Draco back from my graveyard to the field. So it was about, I think it was 8,700 total. So
Yikes.
yeah, if you don't summon a monster against me, I do kind of struggle for the OTK. But yeah.
It's one of the ironic things.
Yeah, I need to punch something. And then I can go over the side deck really quick now.
Let's talk about the side deck and then go into the combo.
Triple draw.
Oh, yeah, turn ending cards are good.
Yep. Used this against my first match for Fluffles, and then I didn't really side it in after that too much. I went against Fluffles and then Marincess, and then my third match was against a what was it? It was another link deck. I can't remember for the life of me. Ignisters. At Ignisters. This card would have been pretty good against them, but I sided something else for that. We do play in a format where there is time, and we also play in a format where there is negates plethora. This card is fantastic.
Get some life points.
Yep, it's not. Oh no, this was the one that burns your opponent.
Oh, never mind.
This one, when a monster or monster is a special summon, I can target one of those monsters, negate its effects till the end of the turn. Then if that monster would leave the field during this turn while its effects are negated, they take damage equal to that monster's attack. So this card's good in time. It is a negate. It does target, sadly, but
if they're link climbing, they're not going to have the protection.
Yep, I sided this against Ignisters because they do burn damage themselves, so it was really good against the Salamangrate. When it attacks during damage calculation, it burns you for the opponent or your current attack. I think it was a Salamangrate. But yeah, so I only sided this in once though. I don't really need negates when I'm just trying to win in one turn.
No hand traps in the main.
I didn't know too much what else to play.
I was thinking about Phantasme too. I'm like, Phantasme's good. He fixes hands.
Yeah, luckily I did go against two link decks. Sadly, I did not draw into this at all.
Yeah,
not
that's
a single time.
deck.
Not a single time. Now,
In theory.
Yeah. Now, one card that I said was also with Formud Skipper that I could search. Really good. Anti-Human Intelligence Messiah.
What the heck?
His link effect is any card sent to the graveyard is banished instead, except monster cards. So we're talking Fluffle cards. We're talking if we're playing against Eldritch. You know what I mean? This card is great. It does do my cards too. So if I hit my own power, I'm not getting that back. But this card stifles enough, and it's searchable in this deck with the Formud Skipper. A lot of people don't expect it.
That's searchable Macrocosmos.
Yep. This card is great.
That's really good.
I don't use the monster effect, though it does extend itself out. But I've never used it. I sided in once today against the first Fluffle guy. He missed his toy vendor. He couldn't recycle anything from his polys. His Fright for Fusions went away. Nothing. Spell Trap was recyclable. It was great.
That's really cool.
And then this was a misplay on my part. I was thinking this was a different one, but I decided Goes in match.
Oh,
this doesn't work in my deck at all.
No, that doesn't work.
So
you want there could be only one.
Yep, which is the next card. this card did win me the
Yeah,
Marine.
that's
This card
the floodgate you
won
want.
me the Marine Cess matchup. This card is great. First game, he played Rivalry on me, which was pretty good.
Pretty good.
If I had already gotten a Cyberse established on the board, I could have played through it, but the first few steps in your combos are all different attributes. So there can only be one. I seen it in my first hand on game 2, and then I drew into it when I went second on game 3, and so I swept that match. It was great.
All right, let's run through the combo.
Yeah, so pretty much your general combo. You want 2 monsters. Any 2 monsters, really, as long as they can extend onto the field by themselves. So let's say I'm going second, okay?
Okay.
And you have Arborea on the field. Actually, I'll say your field is over here, okay? This might be a little wonky, but
Okay, so this is my monster.
yep. So yeah, so that's your monster. Yeah, I just figured it would be easier to see on the camera. But so let's say that's your monster. I'm gonna go.
You have that in hand.
Let's just say I got these 2 in hand. You don't want him to start. So we're going to normal summon the Reclusia.
Yep.
It also helps to have another monster they're pointing at. So let's just say I had the Gamma Seal. Usually if I'm going second, they probably summon something in these zones anyway.
Yep.
So we're going to go Reclusia. Link for 1. You're going to go up into a Magus.
Yes.
He's the one that searches a monster. So you're going to special. Chain Link 1, Chain Link 2.
He's gonna add the
This is going to add the Reclusia back. And then Magus is going to add a monster. So you're going to go for Maximus.
Yep.
If you already have the Maximus, you usually go Draco because he's a free material. You're going to go Link 2 for the Regulix. What that one does is he searches the spell or trap. So I'm going to Kaiju your monster now here. So I'm going to tribute this with the Kaiju.
Yep.
Summon it right here.
Now you're gonna get your proc.
Yep, and now I get to search a spell. So if I'm going for game in 1 hit, if I'm very confident I can get game in 1 hit, I will go the field spell. He gives me an extra 500. That's that little extra oomph you might need. At that point when I did the big combo, I did go for revival.
Yeah.
And then I'm going to special. They can only be special summoned once by their effect to special to his own.
So
like
that's what
monster
a normal
costume.
summon.
Yeah. So then you're going to link into a 3. So you're going to go the Equamax.
So he's getting 22 because he's pointing to the game seal. So he's at
500 for that.
So that's
40.
an extra 27. So he's at 47.
Special Maximus. So he's going to gain attack for that. So what Maximus does is he targets the one he does double damage when he attacks a monster. So target, he also gets the 16. And when I went for game in the match, I had this in hand.
Overkill.
Yeah, and then I can't remember. I got a replay online, but it was either Equamax or Avermax. But when they swing, it was the double damage. You drop their attack by 3k. It was Avermax. The way you do it with the Avermax. So once you go up in the combo, I'm still missing pieces. You know, it was a while ago. But you go in the Avermax, you go battle phase, right? And what you do there is you're going to swing, chain link, World Lance. During the damage step, you drop their attack by 3,000. Then you chain Avermax. Avermax will resolve first to gain their attack.
Oh,
and
that's
then
how you
World
get
Lance
around.
will drop their attack to 0. So then Avermax goes up to, you know what I mean, like an absurd amount. So right now, even with this, he'd be 52 plus 5. He'd be
57.
yeah, 57.
And then the damage is going to be double.
Yeah, the
since
damage
it's
will be
battling a
double.
monster.
So it'll be 11,400.
Yeah, 11,400.
Yeah. So I mean, it's pretty easy to do a lot. Like I said, I don't remember all the setup that I had for it, but it's it's big. I want to break the 20,000. That'd be great.
Yeah, the thing with Equamax too, if you put Equamax back on the board,
Yeah.
because if he's pointing to a monster, he's already going to be bigger than it. You just need to get it to an extra 2,000 attack.
Yeah.
Because that 2,000 is already higher. This is an extra 15. That's 500. So these two alone, 4,000. That's double.
Yeah, and then
Difference.
good thing
is
about
what
him
matters.
that works great with this is he gains attack equal to their original attack. So I drop it by 3k, he still gains the 22.
That's pretty nice.
yeah.
So what was the highest amount of damage you were able to do in one swing?
19,600, and that was on where's he at? That was on a guy that plays here, but we were playing, and yeah, I want to break 20,000. But I think to do that, I'll have to do Honest as well, which is not in the building.
They're all white monsters.
But yeah, just to do something cheesy, Honest, you know what I mean? So you go Avermax, Honest, and then you do the World Lance. It goes backwards, and I'll definitely go over 20,000. It will definitely hurt the consistency though, so I don't recommend that.
No, yeah, you only need 8,000.
Yeah.
All right, thank you for the profile, man.
Yeah,
Do you
no
have
problem.
any shout outs or anything else you want to say about it?
I honestly just built this deck because it was cheap. I got
players of the world.
no,
Unite?
definitely. I have obviously the staples, which are going to be a little more pricey, so Ash Blossom and stuff like that, which I don't run that in here anyway. I took those off. It's all gas. But so I got pretty much the whole deck for about $62, and that's including these rarities for these cards, because a lot of them do come in a lower rarity. This card was probably like 40 cents when I got them. So all the really nice ones, they're super cheap. Avermax obviously is a little more than that. But for the Crusadia engine itself, it was probably one of the cheapest decks I've had to get.
No, that's awesome.
Yeah, I love playing decks like this. We're in a really negate-heavy format. We have been for a long time. And this deck just gets around those, and it's so consistent.
Yeah, it's hard to stop a direct attack to the face.
Yeah.
All right, any shout outs?
I want to shout out my sister today. I played her in my last match today. This was her first card. And she was also playing Fluffles, and she went.
Yeah, she took me to a draw.
Yeah, she's the reason me and you tied for first. But yeah, it was a pretty good tournament. Good day. I took off work for this.
All right. All right, thank you very much, Ashton.
thank you.
And thank you for watching Baton Pass. This is another deck profile at Great Lakes Gaming. I'll see you next time.